Your girl took in her first hockey game in about 12 years last night. Don't understand the rules. I thought the power play was when someone was doing something fantastic and spectacular, and everybody was just cheering on that it was a power play, but had an absolute blast. Of course, I think we're working on our TV situation. Everything's the Gremlins today, Mercury in retrograde in the studio. But I had a great time. Thank you to the LA Kings for inviting me. They lost last minute to the Las Vegas Knights, but it was a good time, so appreciate that. And now you get to deal with my voice and my underreactions, because we're all about overreacting in the NFL. There's only, 17 games. There's all this going on, so everything matters a lot more. But here's some storylines that I believe that we are underreacting to, and one of them is Haason Reddick, because I love a comeback story. I love a rewrite, so here we go, and tweet me yours at Up and Adam Show. This is the former Cardinals first rounder. Remember, he makes his return to Arizona this week, and he comes up with a big sack of Kyler Murray. He did that. He helped the Eagles to move to 5-0. But it's just part of what's making this season special, potentially, I'm going to go ahead and say, Defensive Player of the Year worthy. In Week 4, he was the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He had 2 sacks, he had 2 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries when they took down the Jags. And we do have Jared Allen coming up on the show, and, he and Jared Allen happen to be the only players that have accomplished that feat in the last 24 seasons. He has 4.5 sacks now, Haason Reddick, in the last 3 games, and he is a big reason why this Eagles team might go to the Super Bowl. In Arizona, why he is leading this team defensively to being undefeated, the only undefeated team in the NFL. Beyond that, there's the numbers. We all love it. It all matters. But his story is spectacular, and I love seeing this for him. Because of the way things played out early on in his career, there were big expectations. I remember interviewing him on the draft red carpet. He ends up being taken 13th overall to Arizona, and it was a disappointment early. It was, Haason Reddick, he's a bust. And the reason was the Cardinals tried to make him an off-ball linebacker, and then he breaks out in 2020 when they get a little smarter, and they moved him to edge. He had 12.5 sacks, and then Arizona let him walk. Goes to the Panthers, 1-year deal, 2021, racks up another 11 sacks. They, for some reason, go, I don't want him either, and they don't re-sign him. So he ends up with the Eagles, 3-year deal. By the way, right across the bridge from where he grew up in Camden, New Jersey, playing in the same stadium where he played college ball at Temple. So this is one of those full circle, almost like a ring, you guys, full circle moments for our guy Haason Reddick, who we are certainly cheering on this morning. I don't know what you'd call the green I'm wearing. It's not Eagles green. It's kind of throwback Mitchell and Ness, vintage Eagles green. Okay. Nick Chubb, the other thing that we are underreacting to heading into Week 6, which I can't believe, he's so good. Why don't we give Nick Chubb the same energy that we gave Derrick Henry in 2020 and Jonathan Taylor each and every week last year, and the energy that we are giving to Saquon Barkley this season? He is not only the NFL's leading rusher, he is the first player in NFL history, and these numbers are important because anything that's never been done before in this game needs to be celebrated. First player to have 575 plus yards and 7 touchdowns before his 100th carry of the season. And it's not just numbers, baby, it is how he is doing it. Did anybody see the stiff arm of Khalil Mack on Sunday? I did. It was gorgeous. And he now leads the NFL with 42 missed tackles forced this season. So there was an extra, the missed extra point for the Jets and the missed field goal this past Sunday against the Chargers. The Browns would be sitting at 4-1, and it would be because of Nick Chubb. And that's maybe why he's not being talked about in the likes of the Giants. And we, of course, love the comeback story aspect for Saquon, so this isn't a knock on Saquon, but it is an awakening. We need to be reacting more and appreciating greatness when it comes to what Nick Chubb does. And he's old school, and he kind of puts his head down, and he does it the right way. And instead of, he should be the storyline in Cleveland this season, nothing else. Russell Wilson is another thing we're underreacting to because there's injury news. With all the energy people were putting into their jokes on Thursday night into Friday and into the weekend, my response Friday morning was this: maybe the shoulder is more of a factor than we think. I'm not a doctor, but I know he was on the injury report. I know I saw him walk into the tent last night. And I gotta tell you, I don't hope for injuries, but I'm almost hoping that this is the shoulder, because at least it's an excuse for Russell Wilson. Horrible O-line play, horrendous quarterback play, and everyone is dragging Russell Wilson. Lo and behold, his lat is literally torn. Again, I'm no doctor, but I know he's getting surgeries on it. He's gotten zero attention from the media on this. He underwent a procedure following Thursday night's loss to the Colts. I'm not making excuses, but this is possibly, I don't know why he hesitated and why I hesitated to be super critical of him on Friday. The signs were all there, and they are there. He's completing under 60% of his passes for the very first time in his career. You can sort of see that something's not right physically there, and all indications are that he will be out there Monday night against the Chargers. They do have extra rest, right? They played last Thursday. Now it's a Monday night game, and that might help his recovery. You might see something else. But either way, it's a good something to learn from and move on from. The next time you want to clown on a player or you see something uncharacteristically terrible, remember there might be a reason. And I feel like such a preaching mom right now, but I'm so mad because everyone was so mean to him. And I don't care if you don't like him, and I don't care what you think about him, but like, to come after his play without knowing any sort of full story when you know it doesn't look like what he's looked like for his whole career was weird. Okay, give me your takeaways and underreactions at Up and Adams Show. And to talk Week 5,